have a whole list of different types of classes and stuff that I want to take that I never got a chance to do them.
And it's like a $10,000 class.
Go to a beach.
This guy's literally texts the group. I show interest because I'm like, that sounds really cool. And then he's like, it's Connecticut, so you obviously have to buy plane tickets for yourself to go learn how to drown.
In a plane.
So, and then he calls me a flake because I'm second guessing.
Welcome back to another episode of Care for Boys, where today we are going to check in with Bart and ask him how life has been since no longer having Barbell. Now that it's been a while.
Oh, what the difference is?
Yeah, like what's... It's gotta be like night and day.
He finished Peaky Blinders.
I know, that's crazy. He actually finished a series.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been pretty cool. Yeah, that's like one big thing where I feel like I've been able to do normal people shit. Because before I was like super busy.
Yeah.
So even like back then when we used to watch Game of Thrones, like try to keep up with like it coming out. Back then we'd watch, it would take us a week to watch one episode.
Jesus.
Because we'll watch like five, because we're so tired by the end of the night. So I'll watch like 5-10 minutes and we knock out.
Do you even understand what's happening the next time you turn it on?
Well, we rewatch a little bit. But now we're like actually watch the full episode. That's pretty cool. We get to go on like random spontaneous dates, which is cool. Yeah. Like, oh, we should go eat here.
Y'all been doing fucking fine dining.
When?
Your date.
Oh, every Thursday we try to do like a nice place, like an actual like.
Yeah, you go to like nice restaurants.
Like on one of those.
What's a nice restaurant?
Like one of those list type of like.
Did you go to like Spago or something like that?
We went to Spago. We went to.
When the food is like this small and the plate is this big, you know you balling.
You know you're getting ripped off left and right.
You know you gotta go to fucking McDonald's afterwards to fill up.
Yeah, we've been going there once a week.
I go before sometimes.
Oh.
What about your like, I guess like your mental habits? Because that's a really fast change from you thinking about Barbell almost 24 hours a day to now.
It feels like I feel like you feel like you have less PTSD a little bit. Cause like when you're running, I mean I'm sure Joe's going through it right now, but like anything could happen at any time. Oh, yeah. So you always have this layer of like spidey sense going off. What the fuck's happening? There's gonna be this delay in production, or this happens, or that happens, and it's just a constant, and you don't even realize, you know, like you could be trying to enjoy like Valentine's Day, and there's this constant thing that's just buzzing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then now that's like completely off, it feels like still. Like my
Is
life
it completely
feels still.
off though? Because like, don't you still have the gym?
We do, but it's not as crazy as
They do a good job running that.
Yeah.
So you're not stressed about it.
Yeah, as the online side of things, and then I think the biggest part too is Barbell at its peak. Our cost of operation was like anywhere from 30 to 50 grand a month. So if something gets delayed or whatever, like let's say you have 200 grand in the account, it's literally won't even last a quarter.
Wow.
Because if something gets delayed and you can't have that drop, it's like 50 G's every month. It's crazy. So it's cool to like not have to worry about such a big machine, and it just feels like still, and so it feels like very calming, and I feel like it feels nice actually. Yeah, I really like it.
I wonder how long that's gonna last, because like you were at it up, now you're kind of like in the middle, right? Because then that middle is gonna now start to plateau if you don't do anything now. So what do you think is gonna be like your next thing with all that space?
So I did start exploring a bunch of other like initiatives, and as soon as I got into that, I realized I was starting to pack my schedule again, and then which is kind of like the opposite of what I wanted to do. So we kind of we talked about it. Now me and Joe actually schedule like a monthly check-in now with each other, which is kind of cool. So we can kind of talk about like our life, finances, just everything, and just kind of make it a very intentional thing, almost like treat like what we're trying to do with our life as like a business almost, but then obviously like way more romantically and emotionally. And then we decided like we're not gonna do anything like business-wise until next year. Just to really enjoy ourselves and have a good time. Yeah.
What day next year?
I don't know.
What time?
I'm a changed man, Steve. I don't know.
Are you? Is that why me and Joe are laughing?
It's all scheduled still. It still has to be scheduled.
It's the best.
scheduled romance.
Yeah.
So it's been cool. So like recently, thanks Steve for
Sorry, buddy.
cracking my
Fuck,
foot again.
man, I'm taking my shoes off again. Well, every time I go to the gym, I put my shoes back on, then I keep kicking them when I come back.
So it's been pretty cool because I've been able to say yes to a bunch of things which I felt like I would never was able to say yes to. You know, like I've been wanting to take shooting classes. So recently I was like
Swimming?
shooting.
Shooting.
Oh.
I was able to take a shooting class. That was really
Yeah,
cool.
that looked cool.
And then Thatch was in town, so we did like there was like this real estate seminar.
That looked crazy. That last property that you posted, it looked like a civic center.
That one is the most expensive listing in Vegas of all time.
Of all time?
All time.
What was it?
It was like this house in McDonald Highlands or McDonald Ranch, and then we found out that it was the owner of Loan Depot's house.
Loan Depot?
What's Loan
Loan Depot is like one of the biggest mortgage companies in America.
I thought it was like Home Depot's competitor or some shit, you know?
Yeah, but the one competitor is the loan.
Yeah. It's just one mega Home Depot store.
Yeah, it's like one of the biggest loan or mortgage companies.
I knew things changed right after Barbell because like Bart would hang out. You know, like we went to the Thai market and I was like, oh shit, you're coming. And I'm like, damn, that's cool. And then like, there's a different energy of like, Bart's not like there, but not there. You know, where he would be there, but he's like, all right, cool. Are we done? All right, I gotta go.
Yup. Like Nick style.
Yeah, Nick. Now Nick is like that. Yeah, that's like Nick.
You know what's funny? Even Jason Cheney said that.
Really?
Like, so Jason Chen was in town, right? He's like, I want to come out, check out my show. I was like, dude, you know me. I fucking say yes to everything now. So I went to go check out his show. We hung out afterwards. And then afterwards, he was like, Bart, are you always walking? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, even when we're hanging out, you feel you're walking. I'm like, damn, really? So I didn't really understand that. I was like, is it because like I'm on or? But I feel like I was relaxed. But maybe it's just because I'm so used to like
The gears are turning all the time.
Yeah, so I don't know. But
And you do keep a tight schedule, so whatever it is, you're like, I got a heart out and I'm gone. You're like a smoke bomb out of the room. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think a lot of things changed too when you moved to Vegas because I remember sitting in your jacuzzi and going, oh fuck, I better leave soon. It's almost 10. But we just kept talking and I was like, oh shit, like I'm not overstaying. Like it's chill.
Yeah.
And this is before you sold Barbell. But I think like recently when you were inviting everybody to do the class, remember the drowning class?
Yeah, drowning underwater with the fuselage.
Explain that. Explain
Okay.
that.
Giving
the
me
thing
shit
is-
because I was down, and then you're like, it's in Connecticut. Anyways.
This is
explain.
something that Bart used to do, I would say like pre-Taika, right? Where he would come up with these crazy ideas. And no matter how fucking busy he was, this was a thing is like, let's fucking do it, right? But then when he got super swamped with everything, like that
Taika
was no
ruined
like,
everything.
yeah, Taika is a fucking ruiner. But like there was no more of that. And then so I haven't seen that out of him in a long time. Where he would find fun shit and just for no reason it's like, let's learn how to drown.
And he sends it to us at 5:25 a.m.
Yeah.
Can you explain what that program is?
Yeah, it's like for people that want to train on if airplane crashes into the water, how to like get out and swim out of the.
So it's a simulation?
Yeah.
Simulation of a scenario that would never happen.
But it looks so they have a half body of a plane. It crashes into the water and then it starts turning like 360. So you got to learn how to take the seatbelt out and all that stuff.
It's turning 360
Yeah,
while
while in the
you're
water.
trying to get.
All guys that work on an oil rig have to do that.
What's the like?
Because oil rigs are airplanes.
What's the fatality rate so far?
Well, the class?
Yeah.
Well, there's scuba divers underneath, so if they see you, they'll come save you.
Bro, I tried to hold my breath while I was watching it, and I was like, I can't last 10 seconds.
How long does it take typically to get out of there?
We'll figure it out once we go take the class.
You really want to do it for real?
Yeah.
And you have to fly to Connecticut for it.
I have a whole list of different types of classes and stuff that I want to take that I never got a chance to do them. So I'm like
It's like a $10,000 class.
Go to a beach.
Yeah, can we just like hang out like
We could
regular
practice.
friends?
We could practice that at a beach.
Maybe even like play a game of pickleball or something.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
But this guy's literally texts the group. I show interest because I'm like, that sounds really cool. And then he's like, it's Connecticut, so you obviously have to buy plane tickets for yourself to go learn how to drown.
In a plane.
So, and then he calls me a flake because I'm second guessing.
Wait, how much? How much is that thing?
It's 1,000.
Okay, so you're literally buying a hotel room.
So it's like 2K.
It's a whole event. It's a whole thing.
So I'd rather buy a ticket to the Bahamas, personally.
Yeah, dude, can we just like hang out, stay at a resort?
Dude, I'm down. I'm down to do I want to do a cigar factory trip. If you guys want to do a cigar factory trip,
Yeah, but-
we could go to Dominican Republic,
Yeah, we gotta buy the
Nicaragua.
plane ticket though.
Sure, but that sounds way more fun.
Today's video is brought to you by Uncommon Goods.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods.
What's really cool about Uncommon Goods is they have a whole bunch of uncommon things that you could go ahead and like look for, and you're like, what is this? I never seen this before. It's so unique. It's not like going into one of the stores that just like all across the nation you get the same exact thing. This is rare. This is unique. It's from independent business owners just like this. This one here is proudly handmade in LA. Delight pastry. Wow, packaging is really nice. Wish you a delightful moment.
And check it out. Custom cookies. These ones say, careful boys, JK News forever. So imagine buying these sweet little cookies and you can put your favorite message on there to people you love, people you hate, people you're trying to fornicate, anything.
One of my favorite kind of cookies too is shortbread. It looks like shortbread, sugar. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have a nice coffee with this one.
And my favorite part of this is you're supporting local small businesses, artists, and every single purchase goes to $1 goes to a charity, so you're helping out the cause. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/offtherecord. That's uncommongoods.com/offtherecord for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
There's a simulator in Cancun that teaches you what happens if you get an all-inclusive dinner.
Diarrhea?
I can't wait for tomorrow morning at 4:14 a.m. Bart's gonna text us. He's like, okay, I found a resort. He's like, you stay by the beach, and it simulates what if a drug cartel invades the fucking resort.
That's pretty tight. You need that. You go too much. You're playing with odds, man.
The funny thing is, like, I'm like, what, 3 hours? So that means that text would come in like 3 in the morning.
What was it like? What was it like hanging out with Bart before Barbell?
Before Barbell?
Before Barbell and before Taika, versus like comparison to now.
I think he put fun first.
Really?
Yeah, everything was like out of nowhere. It was like, let's just go to the beach and bodyboard. Or like, yeah, it would be like, hey Joe, you want to go to this restaurant? And I'm like, man, I bought all these groceries. I don't think it's the right thing to do. And for some reason, my dishes are half fucking finished, and we're at In-N-Out or whatever. We're at some kind of restaurant.
So he always wanted to do spontaneous shit?
Yeah, I mean, I remember when me, Bart, David, and Gio were talking about Tacos El Gordo one time.
Oh, yeah.
And then we literally drove to San Diego just to eat tacos and drive back.
That in one conversation, we're talking about it. Next thing you know, we're fucking down the 5 freeway from LA.
That's pretty tight.
So we used to waste a lot of time. Like a fuck ton of time.
But that's like a more fun spontaneous. Like I feel like now Bart's spontaneous is like crazy. It's
Yeah, because it's a rich man spontaneous.
Yeah, he got the money now to go crazy.
dang.
You guys are crazy. I'm not crazy.
Pre Taika though, I didn't know him pre Barbell. Pre Taika, he was just like a down ass bitch. Like it was like we want to do this. It's like Bart's there. Or if you had like a party somewhere, Bart was there. Bart was present. Then Taika shows up. Bart's there. Bart is just orbiting Taika as Taika just walks around and tries to kill himself everywhere.
That's true.
That is what happened as a kid, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Taika ruined everything.
Taika ruined everything.
But now he's also at the age where it's less, so it's pretty chill. Like you don't have to. He's not trying to kill himself.
Yeah, that's big.
So your
That's
brain,
big.
so your brain's less on. Oh, he's a wild kid, but he's not trying to kill himself. So your brain is less on him.
Well, I mean, you always had Barbell during those times, but I think the difference is when everything grew. Like when JK Barbell, when everything grew at the same time, that's when it became like, oh fuck. like we're working all the time. Versus like when everything was small and manageable, then you can fuck around.
How far back do you have to go to find a time where you guys were chilling and you weren't working at all? Like there wasn't a thing
at all?
Yeah, there wasn't like a project you were doing together and you were just friends.
Like pre-JK then, I would say.
How far back is that? When is that?
2007.
Yeah, because 2007 is when we did JK, but even then that was fun. Because the first year we didn't even get paid. Like it wasn't a business. It was just literally a fun thing.
But was the mindset kind of the same where you were like, I'm still hustling for this and I want it to be something, or you were just doing it purely?
The only obligated thing I think was when we decided let's try to be on like a consistent every Sunday. And that, but didn't that happen after we went full time?
Yeah, because before, even the JK stuff was fun driven versus business or goal driven.
For a long time.
Yeah, it would just be like, oh, dude, we should act like this. These characters are fun, and we'll just meet up.
Yeah.
And we'll drive down to OC with our director at the time, and we'll go just drive the streets looking for a good place to shoot. Everything was fun based.
And it was still fun even when we were like, I remember sleeping like 3 hours a day, and we would film from morning till night. Yeah. And I think the blurred thing to me is like, because it's fun and like the way you're making money is like you're making more content, which you enjoy doing, or you're traveling doing shows and whatever, right? And you're landing deals that you never landed before, like 6-figure deals. So that's just like, holy shit, and that's fun. And then time passes and it's like a couple of years go by and you don't know, it gets blurred. Like I don't know, it's weird. It's kind of a weird experience because you just don't expect things to all hit. And when they all hit, I think you're like, oh fuck, this is some big boy numbers. Yeah.
When it was like, when JK was like a ton of people, when you had the big studio and there was like a staff of like 20 people and shit, how did you guys ever hang out outside of work with all of those people?
Not all, but just like, yeah. But it was hard to get everybody together, but everyone actually hung out. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was like pockets. It was mostly like, some of the editors would hang out with us. Some of them would all hang out with each other or whatever. It was just like pockets of hang.
One of the parts that makes me happy is some of the editors that don't work here, like they all left on good terms. And like, let's say someone has a major life event, like Pat, for example, got married, and I'll see a bunch of the other JK Party editors all be there. I'm like, that's dope. Like people formed real friendships during like the whole thing. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's tight.
Even though I wasn't invited, so.
Yeah, me neither.
Even though they also formed real enemies.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I got invited, but I was in Hawaii. Yeah, I think it was like one of those things where the work and the play was so blurred because the friendships were, you spend time with, you vacation with these people, but it's just convenient to vlog, so you did it anyway. And then there were times where the camera was off, but you just go and do shit and hang. Yeah, I think there was a lot of that, and it was normal for a long time until we went, I would say a year before COVID. So 2018 is when we're like, oh shit, all of our personal relationships are actually suffering from spending so much time just creating content. And I think that's when it was like, hey, we gotta figure out what to do here. Maybe we'll reduce the channels. We don't need to do all of them. And I think that's around the time when we focused with Steve more to create long form, like TV series, movies, because we're like, that's what at the time, that was like what we wanted to do. Yeah. Oh. So it's like, why are we doing this Ask the Feels channel, JK Party? All right, we like it, it's fun, but like maybe it's time to like let go and let other people kind of carry it on. And then we could focus on creating Danger Boys and stuff like that. And right when we had all of these colleges like ready and lined up to do a Danger Boy tour, COVID.
Yeah, I remember that.
So Bart, now that you have all this mental capacity, like, are you ever gonna?
I feel like I'm like a recovered Down syndrome patient.
Are you ever?
Now that you can think again.
Because that's how Down syndrome works.
Like, are you ever gonna revisit any creative endeavors in film and everything? Because I feel like that's something that really launched you to where you're at now. Like, now that you're back in this space of like, oh, I have all this time. Like, do you feel like that's something you would ever be like, maybe something spontaneous in that area will happen?
I really want to. I really, really, really want to. I don't know what it is yet, because the biggest difference is before I didn't have a family, so now I do. So now it becomes kind of like financial stability is number one. So I feel like I kind of have to earn. That's how I started getting into like real estate and everything. But I feel like I have to earn my place to kind of have fun and do those things. But I definitely want to, whether it's like writing again or even like auditioning for random things or creating projects. I definitely want to, because I feel like that's what brought me and Joe together to create JK and all that stuff in the first place. And I still have a lot of fun doing it. And I feel like just everyone in this room that's together, like, we all have kind of like a unique voice that I think would be really cool to still offer the world.
I feel like once we're all ballers of America, it'll be so easy to finance some shit, like Lean and Mean style. But
You know
like,
what I've been
finance it.
thinking? What would be really fucking good with this group is a live show, like a modern Cirque show that isn't so like kind of stuffy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
a modern Cirque show.
Yeah, but with more gymnastics.
All Anthony's.
When did we all do acrobatics?
Like 10 times more gymnastics.
What the heck is that thing you posted recently that said like Thane?
Oh! So shout out to David Park. I don't even know how I got connected with him, but he's like a big fan of JK's. He grew up on JK. And he wrote a bunch of like those, like those like X-Men series that you'll see, like the side storylines. He writes a bunch of those, so he's like a legit writer. And then he was putting together a project, and I just randomly hit him up. I'm like, hey, if you ever have like space for a random character, I'd love to play. And then he wrote back and he goes, are you serious? He's like, if you want to, I'll plug you into this new pilot I'm working on. I was like, oh shit. I was like, yeah, I'd love to. And then so he's working on this project called the Metrop Paladins. And it's pretty cool. I think it's like it's kind of like another take on like Magneto and Dr. Xavier, but in a different alternate universe. We have good mutants, bad mutants, and then so we did our first. What happened?
Professor.
What the fuck did I say? Doctor?
It's Mister.
Mister. We had our first table read, and then my character is kind of reminds me of which I think is good, because he probably knows that I don't have acting chops, so my character's not that deep. But I think he's more of like a Colossus, kind of like a muscle type character, and he's kind of like an enforcer. Like if these couple of guys are acting up, like, hey, this is what the fuck we're trying to do, So I don't have to like fucking emote too crazy and have to put on a like. I think he
You
pretty
have to
much
do a crying scene?
Yeah, I think he wrote for me, which I'm like, okay, cool. This is gonna be easy to tackle.
Interesting.
Sick.
When does that shoot, or what's the deal with it?
So it's a slow project. We have our next real read on the final script in November, and then he's gonna try to shoot in 2025.
Is it live action?
Yeah,
Oh,
in 2025.
awesome.
Sick.
And then he's gonna
is it a pilot or a feature
pilot
for TV series?
Yeah, and then from there
You might be a series regular.
maybe.
That's tight.
But it's dope to see how when you're like a seasoned person and you're working in the industry, even his pilot feels like at a pretty high level. Like like he books a studio to do the table read. I thought we were gonna go to some fool's living room, but it was like at a studio to do the table read. There's already BTS cameras. The wardrobe person is already there to kind of hear how everyone's take on the characters, so they can start brainstorming how they want to create the costumes and shit. So I was like, oh fuck, this is a way different table read than I'm used to.
It's tight.
So I'm used
Cool.
to
What's it called again?
Metrop Paladins. You could check it out on IG.
It's pretty cool because then you're gonna absorb all of that, right? When you guys start shooting, and then I feel like that is gonna inspire you to do your shit. I feel like.
And you know what's tight? Half of the people I met there are JK fans too.
That's
Sick.
It's fucking cool.
You know what else is tight? Like you'll do anything now that you don't have barbell, but put more time into JK.
It's because JK is its own beautiful. Honestly, we can't. I don't think. I think it's the perfect storm the way it is.
Let me stick up for him for a sec. JK out of the closet came from his brain now that he's not in Barbell. That's a fact.
But Anthony will never.
But it created a fucking train wreck in the back end, like a motherfucker.
Now we'll never hit our quota. We're always gonna
Yeah.
be chasing.
Never hitting quarters again.
We ended up losing money doing it,
It's pretty cool.
but it was a great series.
Exactly. That's his brainchild because he had free time. So credit to you.
We need more of that.
Thanks, Bart.